There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself.
Elon Musk has always been candid about his opinions. And today, we explore instances where he boldly challenged woke ideologies. Musk is not the type of billionaire to retreat when confronted, particularly regarding free speech. When large companies attempted to withdraw their advertisements from X, previously Twitter, to compel Musk to regulate content.
Apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
He reacted with an iconic reply. If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with money, go f yourself. The space fell quiet. No one anticipated a billionaire CEO would express that publicly. However, Musk wasn't merely making a daring declaration, he was advocating for the principle of free speech against corporate influence. For years, advertisers have utilized financial influence to control what can and cannot be expressed on social media platforms. However, Musk declined to participate in that game. Rather than satisfying corporate masters, he turned the tables, questioning the core principles of online discourse regulation. He wondered why large companies ought to possess the authority to mute voices solely due to disagreements. And the reaction was instantaneous. News organizations branded him as irresponsible. Critics cautioned that his resistance might lead to the downfall of X. Yet Musk remained unaffected. Rather, he reinforced his stance, asserting that a platform cannot be genuinely free if it yields to financial coercion. So, what occurs when one of the globe's wealthiest individuals declines to acquiesce to corporate pressures? The response: he battles against censorship itself. He's transforming X into a platform for digital free expression, where concepts, regardless of their controversial nature, are discussed rather than stifled. However, that brings up an important question. Is Elon Musk alone transforming the digital environment of free expression? Musk has often condemned woke culture, describing it as a mind virus that hampers creativity and undermines meritocracy. Hollywood blockbusters are struggling, not due to poor production quality, but because studios are focusing on political messages instead of storytelling. Previously cherished franchises are being revamped to align with agendas instead of emphasizing strong characters and engaging storylines. Meanwhile, video games that previously focused on immersive experiences are now being restructured to promote ideological messages at the expense of player enjoyment. Musk perceives this change as a calculated attack on excellence. Rather than allowing talent and vision to determine success, woke ideology demands that identity politics be prioritized. The outcome? A suffocating setting where creators are pressured to comply instead of innovate. What's his opinion? Wokeness is a lie. It pretends to be about social justice, but it's really about power and control. However, it goes beyond mere entertainment. The woke mentality has permeated educational institutions, corporate environments, and even technological advancements. Employment choices are being influenced by diversity targets instead of skill. Scientific research is being subjected to ideological validation instead of genuine exploration. Musk believes this is causing a perilous future, one in which society values conformity more than genius. It's a daring assertion, yet the proof is abundant. Are individuals truly striving for progress, or are they merely exploiting anger for their own benefit? And here's the genuine question. If woke culture persists along this route, what becomes of authentic artistic liberty? Are we possibly approaching the end of creativity? Musk has been unmistakably clear about his position. Free speech only matters when people say things you don't like. And in contrast to other tech CEOs, he genuinely follows his own advice. Rather than prohibiting contentious voices, he has restored accounts that were previously removed for politically incorrect language. Individuals who had been muted for years re-emerged, and regardless of public opinion, Musk had conveyed his message. Expression must be safeguarded, even when it's uneasy. Of course, this caused the media to go wild. They branded him as irresponsible, perilous, and even a menace to democracy itself. However, Musk responded with a straightforward but impactful question. Who decides what's allowed? You The government? Advertisers? And that's where the situation becomes even more captivating. By firmly supporting free speech, Musk is not only confronting Silicon Valley, but also provoking a dialogue about who truly governs the dissemination of information in the modern world. Major technology firms? Authorities? A small group of media leaders? His dedication to free expression has made X one of the least censored social media platforms globally. However, this liberty comes with a price, as he has been criticized for permitting the proliferation of misinformation, hate speech, and extremism. The conflict between free speech and content oversight is at its peak, with Musk positioned squarely in the middle. The risks are significant. Should Musk succeed, X might turn out to be the final genuine refuge for free dialogue on the internet. However, if he does not succeed, it might create a risky precedent where those in authority control free expression. Thus, the inquiry persists. Is Musk altering the limits of free expression in the digital era, or is he courting danger? One of Musk's harshest moments occurred in an interview with the BBC, when a reporter claimed he permitted hate speech to increase on Twitter.
You said you've seen more hateful content, but you can't name a single example, not even one.
I'm not sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and
Well, then how did you see the hateful content?
Because I've been using Twitter since you've taken it over for the last 6 months.
Okay, so then you must have at some point seen the for you hateful content. I'm asking for one example.
Right.
And you can't give a single one.
And I'm saying
then I say, sir, that you don't know what you're talking about.
Musk's reply? Give me one example. The journalist stumbled. He wasn't able to identify any specific example. Musk smiled slyly and continued, "You just lied." It was a harsh mic drop occasion, yet it represented more than a viral video. It served as a masterclass in revealing media manipulation. For years, leading media had established themselves as the arbiters of truth, but here was Musk changing the narrative instantly. This was not a singular occurrence. Musk has consistently highlighted media double standards, pointing out their selective indignation and their silence on matters that don't align with their agenda. When the media lauded government-enforced lockdowns, but then acknowledged their harsh economic effects, Musk promptly reminded them, "I told you so." He has also expressed concerns about the censorship of narratives, especially regarding tech companies managing the distribution of information. Consider, for instance, the Hunter Biden laptop controversy. Musk publicly asked why Twitter, prior to his acquisition, suppressed the story right before the 2020 election. What did he say? Reveal everything. This raises the question, is it possible for one person to truly hold the media responsible? Or is he merely touching the surface of a greater issue? If Musk can unravel their stories so effortlessly, what else might they be concealing? Musk has openly criticized the idea of compromising standards in fields such as technology, engineering, and aviation for the sake of diversity quotas. What is his philosophy? If I'm on a plane, I want the pilot who's best at flying, not the one who checked the most identity boxes. His position is unmistakable. Ability must always take precedence over politics. However, not everyone is in agreement. His detractors claim that enhancing diversity provides additional opportunities for marginalized communities, resulting in more robust industries overall. Musk, however, perceives a perilous compromise that values social appearance more than life and death choices. Consider the aviation sector, for instance. Pilots participate in extensive training and examinations to guarantee the safety of passengers. But what occurs when those standards are loosened? Musk cautions that reducing standards to achieve diversity goals may lead to loss of lives. The identical situation pertains to technology and engineering. When talent is ignored for the sake of quotas, innovation declines. Musk thinks that genuine diversity originates from varied perspectives rather than imposed regulations. Outside of life-or-death sectors, Musk contends that woke policies diminish excellence in even the most competitive areas. Employing individuals based on quotas rather than abilities puts companies at risk of losing their competitive advantage. In areas such as AI and space exploration, the repercussions of mediocrity extend widely. What is his message? The most qualified candidate should be awarded the position irrespective of race, gender, or political influence. Are industries being affected by woke policies, or is Musk simply stating the obvious? cancel culture has taken a lengthy list of victims, including comedians and corporate leaders. However, Musk, he's not accepting any of it. A significant incident that placed Musk in conflict with cancel culture occurred when he was invited to perform at a Dave Chappelle comedy event.
I'm the richest man in the world. Cheers and booze, I see. Elon.
As he approached the stage, the audience erupted not solely in cheers, but in a blend of boos and claps. Rather than retreating, Musk remained in place, grinning, welcoming the debate. What was his reply? A straightforward, unapologetic, "I'm rich, but," a reference to Chappelle's classic joke.
Controversy, buddy.
Weren't expecting this, were you?
It sounds like some of them people you fired are in the audience. Hey, wait a minute. Those of you booing.
However, that moment wasn't solely focused on Musk. It focused on what comedy signifies: a realm where free expression flourishes and individuals can question notions without the worry of being silenced. Musk has cautioned that woke culture is rendering humor unlawful, transforming comedy into a conflict zone for ideological dominance. From Kevin Hart being stripped of his Oscars hosting opportunity to comedians facing attacks over their jokes, Musk perceives cancel culture as a tool, not a movement. If society continues to limit humor, we not only forfeit jokes, we forfeit our capacity to question authority, confront hypocrisy, and find humor in life's absurdities. This goes beyond just comedians. Currently, those who attempt to tell a provocative joke risk forfeiting everything: employment, standing, and even their means of support. Musk views this as the end of intellectual liberty, a change that may lead to significant repercussions for the way ideas are shared. Therefore, the true inquiry is, if comedians are unable to express themselves openly, who will face silence next? And when does the phenomenon of cancel culture come to an end? Outside of technology and Twitter, Musk envisions a broader future: a society with reduced government influence and increased individual authority. He thinks that taxes are a form of stealing. He desires reduced bureaucracy. He imagines a future where innovation drives progress rather than woke politics. Musk's philosophy extends beyond technology or commerce. It focuses on transforming society itself. He envisions a world in which governments no longer control how people ought to think, communicate, or produce. Elon Musk's battle against woke ideologies goes beyond seeking attention. It's about confronting the norm and upholding freedom in all aspects. However, the essential question now is Musk spearheading a revolution, or is he waging a futile struggle against cultural currents? Share your opinions in the comments section below. And as usual, remember to like, share, and subscribe for additional enlightening content.